This is the last trophy Manchester United won in Europe. The manager who won it had spent a career winning that way, and his team barely touched the ball. Just under 19 months later, Manchester United sacked him. Everyone thinks they know why. The record says otherwise. This film is about one number, and about a man who knew it was lying long before anyone could prove it. 2004, the morning he was unveiled at Chelsea. What he actually said was, "I think I'm a special one." The BBC's own quote sheet from that morning is time-stamped 7 minutes past 11. By 11:34, on the same website, the corporation's chief football writer had printed it as, "I think I am special." A description was turning into a title. 27 minutes, one publisher, and the record was already losing to the memory. Stockholm has a place in football's memory, and it is not a kind one. Ask the game how it remembers that final, and it reaches for the same words every time. The night, the ball was treated like a threat, a great club crouching behind its own trophy. Those words are not quotations. They are what memory does to a match when nobody goes back to the tape. Nobody here did either. It had already happened to one sentence in 2004, and it happened again to 90 minutes in 2017. Which leaves one question. How does a team win a European final with a third of the ball on purpose? And why does nobody remember it that way? The answer starts with what that night was actually for. I've got some real good friends out there. Maybe we could check out Strasbourg and Barcelona. His first season at Manchester United had gone badly wrong. 6th on 69 points. One door back into the Champions League was still open, and it was this final. Win it, and the club walks through. Lose it, and the season is whatever the table says it is. 2 days before the final, the Manchester Arena was attacked at the end of a concert. 22 people lost their lives. In Stockholm, a minute's silence was held before kick-off, and after a few seconds, it turned into applause. Manchester United's players wore black armbands, breathes. Across the halfway line stood an Ajax side reported as the youngest starting 11 ever named for a major European final, averaging just over 22 years old. He wins tonight, and it turns out to be the last one. Kick-off in Stockholm is not really Manchester United against Ajax. It is one idea of football against another. On one bench, a young side raised to believe the ball is everything, that if you keep it long enough, the game gives in. On the other, a manager who has spent a whole career treating the ball as a means and never as the point. 90 minutes to find out which of them the trophy agrees with. First, though, you need the world this match was played in. It had already made up its mind. To understand Stockholm, you have to wind back about a decade, to the years football fell in love with a number. Possession, the share of the match your team spends with the ball. It was on every broadcast graphic, and it stopped being a measurement and started being a school report. Nobody voted for that. It just settled in, season after season, unopposed, until keeping the ball and playing well came to mean the same thing. More of the ball meant you were the better side, and very nearly the better people. Less of it meant you had turned up to spoil something. Academies were rebuilt around keeping it, and passes were counted like money, until a match could finish, and the first number anyone reached for was not the score. One man watched all of that and never believed a word of it. Few days in Tokyo, weekend in Spain. He did not arrive through the front door of the game. He arrived at Porto, a club nobody expected to win anything in Europe. In 2003, he won the UEFA Cup with them. A year later, in 2004, Porto were in the final of the Champions League itself, against Monaco. 2 European finals back-to-back, out of a league the rich ones could not find on a map. The orthodoxy says the team with the ball is the team in charge. That night, Porto had 45% of it, the minority. They won 3-0. That is a strange thing to do by accident, twice, in the 2 biggest matches of your life. It was the first receipt, and there would be more, because that summer, England came calling.
I've got some real good friends out there. Maybe we could check out Strasbourg and Barcelona.
6 years on, he brought Inter Milan to Camp Nou, the home of the ball itself, needing to survive one night to reach a Champions League final. That match is remembered as a siege, 10 men on their own line in the rain. The possession figures from it are still argued over. 3 outlets, 3 different numbers, so this film is not going to print one. The result is not argued over. Inter survived. And in the final in Madrid, against Bayern Munich, the pattern stopped hiding altogether. Bayern had 68% of the ball. Inter had 32. Inter won 2-0. 2 European Cups, both won with the minority of the ball, and underneath them a quieter record. For 9 years, across Porto, Chelsea, Inter Milan, and Real Madrid, nobody beat a Mourinho side at home in the league.
Chilling all day with your feet up, don't matter where we go, always stays the same.
Back to Stockholm, and now you know what you are looking at. Manchester United do not chase the ball. They let Ajax have it, in front of them, where it cannot do any damage. Every graphic that night says Ajax are in charge, and the scoreboard keeps disagreeing. 18 minutes in, Paul Pogba's shot takes a deflection off Davinson Sanchez and drops in, 1-0. This is the part the memory will not hold on to. The team without the ball is not the team out of control. Ajax pass it around and get nowhere that matters, and Manchester United are content to let them. By half-time, Ajax have had most of the ball, and Manchester United have the goal, which is roughly what was intended. The second half settles the argument.
Pack your bags for the weekend.
3 minutes into the second half, Henrik Mkhitaryan scores, 2-0. As a contest, the final is finished. Ajax still have the ball, and it has stopped meaning anything at all. What happens next has nothing to do with the argument. The trophy goes up in Stockholm, black armbands against silver, and it travels home to a city in mourning. Breathes. For one night, nobody asked who had the ball.
Tokyo, weekend in Spain, out there in the pizza, chilling all day with your feet up, don't matter where we go, always stays the same. I got you and you got me, girl, that'll never change, that'll never change. We should ride a bike round Amsterdam.
So, the question, how does a team win a European final with a third of the ball? On purpose. Because possession is not control. At the World Cup in Qatar, the side with less of the ball won 26 matches. The side with more won 23 and took fewer points per game across the tournament. Chasing a game and dominating one look almost identical on a graphic. 11 times in the Premier League, up to December 2020, his sides had 35% of the ball or less. They won 9 of those, drew 1 and lost 1. His Real Madrid scored 121 league goals in a season and finished on 100 points, which is not what a defensive manager does. He takes the ball when it suits him and gives it away when it does not. The ball was never the prize. This is where the story should end, and it does not. The season after Stockholm, Manchester United finished second in the Premier League on 81 points. It is still the best league season the club has had since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. The one time they have finished second since, they did it on fewer points. 81 is still the mark. And it is remembered as a failure. Second, felt like nothing next to the champions. Week after week, the possession graphic called his football dull, whatever the table said. Being right about the ball won him no arguments at all. The 18th of December, 2018, just under 19 months after lifting a European trophy, Manchester United sacked him. Remember the shape of that. You are going to hear it again. The 19th of April, 2021, Tottenham Hotspur. Sack him 6 days before a cup final. 2022, and Roma meet Feyenoord in the final of the Conference League. Feyenoord take 67% of the ball, and Roma win 1-0. A fourth European final taken with the minority, and Roma's first European trophy since 1961. It also makes him the first manager to win all 3 of UEFA's current club competitions: the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. Nobody else has managed it since. And one line that cuts the other way, because leaving it out is exactly what memory does. Budapest, 2023. Roma lose the Europa League final to Sevilla on penalties, the first European final he ever lost. The 16th of January, 2024. Roma sack him. Same shape, and the gaps between them are getting shorter.
Out there in the pizza, chilling all day with your feet up. Don't matter where we go, always stays the same. I got you and you got me, girl. That'll never change.
By 2024, the stamps were most of the story. On the 2nd of June, he was unveiled at Fenerbahce in Istanbul, a long way from the finals. The obituaries were being drafted in public by then, washed up, left behind by the modern game. Same degraded print you saw at the start of the film. Still, not a quotation, then or now. Fenerbahce sacked him on the 29th of August, 2025, 2 days after Benfica knocked them out of the Champions League, a little under 15 months. So the question sharpens. The method still wins arguments. Does it still win football matches?
We should fly right over the sea. Take my hand to another land, girl, just you and me. Breakfast here.
Then Benfica came for him, and the method went home to Portugal. There it finally did what it had always said it could. Benfica played 34 league games and lost none of them. He arrived in September and did not lose one of the 30 he took charge of. The first time in his career, he said, 8 league titles and never unbeaten. They finished third. Breathes. Unbeaten and third, and the same team. That is his entire case and its entire problem. And the title went to somebody else.
Out there in the pizza, chilling all day with your feet up. Don't matter where we go, always stays the same. I got you and you got me, girl. That'll never change. That'll never change.
You have watched the same ink dry 4 times now, and football keeps deciding that he belongs to the past. Then, on the 11th of June, 2026, football phoned him, Real Madrid. This time, the stamp is an arrival rather than an exit. The biggest club in the world, a job he has held once before, handed back to him at 63. So the argument we reopened in Stockholm is not history. It walks into the Bernabeu this season and goes one more round.
My hand to another leg, girl, just you and me. Breakfast here and dinner there, we flow with the breeze. We can do this anywhere, never place you want.
Run the tape back one last time. Was he right about the ball? Tell us below. And if the record matters more to you than the memory, you know where the archive lives.
Chilling all day with your feet up, no matter where we go. Always stays the same.